I remember one time during my service here, Opay was running a 10 naira per meal promo, and I proceeded and I ordered a for from them. It was really good. The soup came and it tasted nice, but the oil was a lot. A couple of days after that, I tried to make a for riro. It tasted good. So today I'm going to show you how I make my for riro. One thing you need to understand is that the EFO is very similar to vegetable soup in most tribes. There are a couple of things that makes it different, and the first is the iru, which is the locust beans. So now I'm going to roughly blend some tomatoes, some shombo, cayenne pepper, and Scotch bonnet, regular pepper, mixed with some iru in my food processor. I'm using my food processor because I don't want this to blend really smooth. I just want it to be roughly blended. I still want it to be seen. So for this soup, we're going to be using crayfish as much as possible, seasoning mix, beef broth, salt, locust beans, iru, fried beef, pepper mix blended already, onion, snail, smoked fish. You can put as much protein as you want, palm oil, and EFO tete leaf. So you can use EFO shoko, EFO tete. You can use the two of them together if you want, or any of them that you can lay your hands on. First thing we're going to do is heat up our pot on the stove, and when it's dried and hot enough, we're going to add our palm oil to this pot and let it heat up for some minutes. When the palm oil is hot, we're going to add our chopped onion and fry for some minutes, and then also add our locust beans and fry this with the chopped onions. Now we're frying the locust bean soup because we want the aroma, the flavor of these beans to be released by the time every other thing is entering this pot. After about 6 to 7 minutes of frying, and we know that the beans flavor has been released, the onion flavor has been released, we're going to add our blended pepper mix. Remember that we also added some iru to this pepper mix and blended it. You can choose to opt out of that if you want and just fry the iru all together from the beginning. After that, after it has boiled for like say another 6 or 5 minutes, after it has fried properly, I'm going to add the beef broth. Now you can add your chicken broth also, or even if you don't have any broth to add, you can just add half cup of water. You don't want to put too much of this. You can see I didn't use all of my broth because the vegetable is also going to end up releasing some water from it. When that has fried for some time, you add your salt and then add your seasoning to this pot. So you can check the description box below to know what seasoning I use and the measurements I use for all of this. add your crayfish. See, you can add as much crayfish as you want to this mix. I like to add a lot of crayfish when I'm making soup or stew because I just like to taste it in my food. And if you know you are allergic to crayfish or you don't fancy it, you can as well skip this altogether. That's fine. Allow it to fry for some minutes, and then I'm adding a little bit more water because I realized that it was too thick, and then if I add my proteins there will not be space for the leaf. So you can choose to add the broth again, but my beef broth was a bit spicy, so I didn't want it to be too spicy after I've added spices. That's why I just added water. Now I'm going to introduce my protein into this pot and just stir it with the mixture so everything can be fully incorporated before I add my leaf. After it has been properly mixed well, I'm now going to add the leaf to this. So this leaf has been chopped, rinsed and sieved. I'm going to add the leaf to it. I know it's looking like the pot cannot contain this, but don't worry, it's vegetables. Vegetables usually shrink when they are heated. So I'm putting this last because you should not overcook the vegetable. So you just put every other thing the way you want it in the mixture already, and when you know everything is set in the pot, you add the vegetable leaves last. I used only EFO tete because this was the only one I could find, and I really want to eat this soup on this day. So if you have EFO shoko, you can add to this, or if you can only find EFO shoko, you can use that instead. But then any of this leaf that you find is just perfectly okay for this meal. And we're just going to gently combine everything into this pot. Don't worry, this pot will contain the soup and there will be more space. Just watch. Like I said earlier, vegetables always release water, so that was why I didn't want to add too much beef broth at the beginning or too much water to this mix. And the pot contained it, and it even has space in it. So our EFO is ready. You don't want to overcook that. After it's fully incorporated, you just want to leave it in heat for like 1 minute, and then it's off heat and ready to go in your tummy. Now this stew is very versatile. You can have it with plantain, you can have it with rice, you can have it with swallow, you can even have it just like that you will just eat it just like that. And that's one of the reasons I love this. If you have this stew in your fridge, you can decide to boil rice today, boil plantain tomorrow, boil yam next tomorrow, or even make semo for it later in the evening. So tell me if you like this meal. If you are going to try it, let me know in the comment section. Please like this video, share, tell your friends and families to like and share. Stay safe, stay woke. I love you. Mwah.